Hi everyone, this is Ruhi. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So it's been so long since I created an eye makeup look and a complete full face makeup look that even I don't remember when did I last create a makeup look. It's been so long and I just miss creating new looks. So here it is. One of my most favorite color combinations of violet and bronzy glittery makeup look that you can use for bridal makeup, for wedding guest makeup, for party makeup, wherever and whenever. If you can carry something like this, then it's all good, you know. I just love this makeup look and I can carry it anywhere. It's so gorgeous. It's going to suit anyone and everyone, and also I have detailed every process of the makeup look that I created. So even if you're someone who is a beginner, it will be very easy for you to create this look because it will be just there in no time and it's very effortless and very seamless. So I'm so excited to show you guys how I created this entire look. So without any further ado, let's get started. So first we're going to start with a moisturizer. I'm going to moisturize my eyes. I will repeat the same procedure as the makeup should go. I'll start with my eye makeup, but before anything I'll just apply moisturizer to my eyes because I feel that during winters it's very important, and even for your skin it's very important to apply moisturizer initially and then go ahead with anything else. So I'll just moisturize my eyes part right now, and then I'm going to apply concealer on top of that. So for concealer, I'm going to be using Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade light because this is the lightest shade in my vanity, and we need a very light concealer for eyes so that the eyeshadow look pops up. I'm taking a little more of concealer because it'll create a very uniform and thick base for the eyeshadow. So I'm going to be using a small buffing brush from MAC Cosmetics. There is no number written on top of it as such. I'm going to use a buffing brush to blend the concealer. So I'll just buff it in. Now we are going to make sure that there are no harsh edges as such while blending the concealer. So we'll be blending it from both the edges, and now I'm going to set it with a loose powder, and I'm going to be using my favorite loose powder. So I'm going to be using Maybelline Fit Me loose powder in the shade medium. I know it's kind of a tad bit dark for me. I should have used light to medium shade for powdering and all, because this is kind of really yellow and I guess you can see it on camera, but just for setting it's fine. Now we're gonna be using this gorgeous purple shade from the palette and dust it off and apply it on the crease. Now that we have packed the shade, what I'm going to do is I'll just take the same brush, wipe it off on a kitchen towel or a cloth or a clean cloth, whatever you have. Just wipe off the color from the brush like this, and then just blend the edges of the eyeshadow that you have applied very slowly. Just make sure do not go much above the limit of the eyeshadow or a crease line that you have applied. Just stick to the place where you have applied the color and just blend the edges simply like that. Now I'm going to be taking this brown plus orangey shade from the palette and just blend the edges that we tried blending with the same brush. I am not using 50 brushes now because you really do not need 70 brushes to create an eye makeup look. It's just, you can just dust off the brush with a clean tissue and then go ahead if the colors are not very dark. So now as you can see, I'm just trying to build up the color very slowly. Do not overload the colors. Just go very slow. Now that we have blended the edges with the orange brown color that we had taken, I'll just take this brush, the same brush, I'll wipe it off with the same tissue that I said, and I'll just brush it off again so it looks blended and seamless, and there is no harsh lines between the orange brownie color or orangey brown color and the violet color that we have applied. Just in circular motions. And if required, we can just build up the violet color again because it probably would have faded a little, so we can just build up a little bit, just pat it there and blend it again. Now I'm going to be taking this beautiful yellow color from the palette and blend off the orangey brown color that we had last applied. And we'll be very slow. Okay, the brush I'm using for this one is by ProArt PE29 brush. This is my favorite brush. Like, I have to use it when I'm doing eye makeup. It's just my favorite, and I'm not able to just restock this one again somehow because it's not available anywhere. I totally love this brush. If you have this, you have it all. You obviously need a pencil brush to do your eye makeup because they are very small, so you can build up things very precisely. I don't like using a huge brush and then messing up with the colors. I really like it to create the look in a very precise way. So I'm just gonna be blending off the edges and smoking it out with a transition yellow color. So that's what is going to be my last shade of the transition of the eye makeup, and we're gonna fill the lids later. Moving on to the lid part, I'm going to take the same brush that I used initially. In case I have forgotten, this brush is by Cara E008 brush, and this is also a very small precise brush and dense as well, so I love this brush a lot too. So I'm just going to pack the purple shade on my both the ends of my eyes, and create a that defined and that depth in my eyes. So I'll just darken the outer V part mainly and a little here just to get a closure. Now I know that's a lot of packing of the shades, and we have darkened it a lot. Now we barely have any free space in the eyelids. Now if you want, you can also go for a cut crease, or you can just take a Q-tip and take makeup remover in that and just remove the extra color from your lid space. I'm not going to do that because I think it's not necessary, and I'm not cutting my crease today. So I'm going to be using a shimmer shade, a coppery shimmer shade. I love copper shimmers. I think it just enhances the look instantly. I'm not into very golden person, but I love the copper shades because it's just like bronzy look and it's just very lovely. And the color purple and the color bronze, when you just try and combine them in an eye makeup look, believe me, it's going to just look amazing instantly, and you can always carry it to parties, to functions, even for a bridal makeup. Now I'm gonna be using this beautiful bronzy shimmery shade, and I'll just use my fingers to apply it on the eyelids. I think now everyone knows that the shimmer shades, they apply the best with your fingers, and if you want to use a brush you can, but it's going to be very difficult. Otherwise you have to spray some setting spray on the brush, and then the setting spray will pick up the shimmers because it is a setting spray, and then you can apply it. But I just like to use my fingers more. I think it just helps me apply it better. Now I'm gonna be taking this pencil brush by Pro Art that I use to blend my transition shade. I'll just try and pick a little bit of shimmer to just blend it with the violet. I know it doesn't pick much, but it's just for the blending with the violet shade. Now if you're someone who's not a very glittery person and who doesn't like to apply glitters, it's perfectly fine, you can just leave it like that. But if you're someone like me who loves glitters, glitter is just your lifeline for eye makeup, then you can go ahead and apply glitters. For glitters, I'm going to be using two things. One is a glitter primer that I'm using, PAC Sparkly Distraction Glitter Primer. I have been using this for glitters and they stick for forever on your eyelids. And the glitters that I'm going to be using is by Bay Beauty in the shade Bronze. This is again one of my favorite glitters and it is sold by Bombay Vanity. They have an Instagram page. If you want these glitters, I got 15 glitters for 1500 rupees. I'm going to link their page down in the description box below so you can go check out, because these glitters are so worth, because I've been using this for 1 year or even more for now, and it's still, I haven't even completed half of all the 15 shades of, and actually half of none shade at all. You just need barely a little, and these glitters are going to last you for at least 4-5 years, I would say. I mean, you have to keep using that daily to just finish it off. So I'm going to use this flat brush by PAC Cosmetics, and I'm going to take a little bit of this primer and apply it on the bronze shimmer shade that I just applied. Now I'm going to be very quick because this primer is going to dry up. I'm going to use the pencil brush that I used to blend my yellow shade. I'm going to take that brush to apply the glitter, because fluffy brushes apply glitter the best. So there is gonna be a lot of fallouts when you apply loose glitter, so there is nothing to freak out about that. Maybe you can pick less on your brushes and then apply, so there will be less fallouts because you're taking very less products on your brush. Now there are a lot of extra glitter fallouts on my face, so I'm just gonna be wiping it off with the baby wipes that I have with me. This is a General Johnson baby wipes that's available literally everywhere, so you could always use it, or you can also use your moisturizer to wipe off. If you're not very you think that baby wipes or makeup remover are not very friendly, then you can use a moisturizer and that load it on your skin, and that will also help take off these glitters. So you can just wipe it off with a cotton pad or something. Now I'm going to apply eyeliner on my lash line. I'm not going to keep it very thick. If you want, you can skip your eyeliner, but I'll apply a little bit. I'm using Maybelline gel liner, cult favorite, everyone's favorite gel eyeliner, and I am taking a liner brush by PAC Cosmetics. It's a very thin and precise brush, and I like to use it to apply my eyeliners. So I'm going to just dip it off properly in the liner and apply it. Now, as it suggests, if you're applying a gel eyeliner and if you're not just winging it out, then you better blend it with the eyeshadow that you have applied, so the edges of the liner are no more visible. I'm going to take the same brush that I used by cara, E008, and I'm going to take the black eyeshadow from the palette and just blend it in at the outer V, so the liner just disappears. Now we are going to be applying kajal in lower lash line. I am going to use white kajal because my eyes are pretty much small and I don't want to apply black kajal, black liner on my upper lash line and black kajal on my lower lash line. So my eyes are going to end up looking very small. So I'll just use this white kajal that I've been using since so long. This is not yet over. I'm going to purchase something else when I get done with this one. I'm going to apply it on my lower lash line. This is a very good pigmented white coal, if you ask me. You see that? You see the difference in both my eyes right now? This one looks open, and because of the white coal on my lower lash line, I'm going to apply this one here as well. First, we'll start with moisturizer. It's winter and I stay in Bangalore, and even my oily skin has turned super dry. It's so dry, I can't even tell you. And I really I'm not very habitual towards the dry skin part, and it just irritates me a lot. So I've been using tons and tons of moisturizer these days. Now this moisturizer is by Belif, the True Cream Aqua Bomb. I have recently fallen in love with how this one is performing. My skin looks dewy and hydrated, and it stays moisturized for the entire day. I have reviewed this moisturizer in detail on my channel. If you haven't checked it out, you can go check it out, because this is so worth it. Even though it's a little bit to the expensive side, but still moisturizer is a very good investment, because at the end of the day, even though you use tons of makeup or anything at all, but you would need a good moisturizer as a barrier to protect your skin from the makeup that you have been using, and also to keep your skin moisturized and hydrated. So without a moisturizer, it's not gonna happen. Even though you're an oily skin type, you have to use a moisturizer on your skin. Next, I'm gonna be using primer. So I'm gonna be using primer by Nykaa Prep Me Up. I've been using this primer a lot, and it's totally colored because I keep traveling with this primer. It's so handy. It just, I can just throw it off in my vanity. This tube is so travel friendly, slim, thin, and little one, and it just does not open at all. It has a good firm lock. I have also reviewed this one on my channel. You can check it. I've been using this again since a very long time. I'll be using this primer a little bit, and I'll blend it to my all over my face. Now what this one does is it just blurs out your skin instantly and keeps your makeup set. I'll apply a little bit on my under eyes because it creases a lot. So you can just, for prepping it for the makeup, you can apply a little bit and then massage it. You can see how it just mattified my skin and blurred out my skin for the makeup application. Now when I'm touching my face, I can feel that it's very soft. That's how your foundation is going to stay. Now it's time for some strobing cream. I own this strobing cream, Sugar Bling Illuminating Moisturizer in the shade Gold Digging. I totally love how this moisturizer plus strobing cream behaves on skin, because you can instantly feel that radiant effect on your skin. And if you're someone who does not want to wear makeup, and you can apply the strobing cream and you'll be good to go with a very dewy and glowy skin, because it won't give you that that chunky particle, that shimmery glow and all. It will give you a very natural glow and sheen. So I just love using this strobing cream. I'm gonna be using this orange corrector to correct a little bit on my under eyes. The pigmentation in my under eyes a little bit that I have just recently acquired from somewhere, I don't know where. This under eyes is getting darker and darker day by day. Also this orange corrector is from LA Girl Pro Conceal HD, and LA Girl Pro Conceal HD has got some amazing concealers and correctors. They are like water. They are very liquidy. They just melt into your skin just like that. This is the same buffing brush that I used to blend my concealer on my eyes before applying eye makeup. I'm just going to use that one for the same buffing effect. Now I'm going to be applying the concealer by Maybelline. This is in the shade Cafe. It's a very dark concealer, I know. So I'm just going to mix it with my normal shade a little bit, and I'm going to just apply it on the corrector because it helps. So you should use one shade darker concealer from your shade. This is very dark, I know. So I'm just going to mix it with the Maybelline medium shade, which is closer to my shade, but one tone lighter, you can say. And blend this all with the same brush by PAC, the one that I just used. Now we're going to be moving on to foundation. For foundation, I'm going to be using the cult favorite foundation, Maybelline Fit Me Matte Plus Poreless in the shade 228 Soft Tan. I'll just take one pump of this one for now, and then I'll build it up later if I need more coverage. But until then, you can just start with one pump and not start with 2-3 pumps, because your face will start looking cakey and will look like a plastic. So you just need to build it up gradually. I like to apply my foundation in dots and then blend it with the blender, and this way it stays a lot more uniform. So this blender is by Atul Chauhan. I have reviewed this blender and it's super soft. I love this blender. You can check it out on his page, on his Instagram page, if you want to buy this one. And if you want to check my review, you can always go back to my channel and you can see Atul Chauhan's blender review video on my channel page. I'm just going to cream highlight my under eyes and my nose bridge a little on the forehead using Sugar Magic Wand Waterproof Concealer in the shade Chocochino. Initially, I thought this is my shade, but it's light for me, so I use it for cream highlighting. I won't use a lot because this is very difficult to blend, and once it's set, it's just set. You cannot move this one. So you just be very quick. If you're using this concealer, then be very quick in blending this one. Now, half of the population of the world has got the under eyes creasing issues. So I'm just gonna be setting it with loose powder by Maybelline. So before I set it, I just make sure that it does not have the fine lines, because if I set my under eye with the fine lines, and it's gonna be set like that. So I'll just take a little bit on this brush by MAC Cosmetics and I'll dust it off very nicely and dab it there. I don't know if you guys are going to be believing me or not. I have used so many loose powders from so many different brands, and even so many compact powders, and even MAC Studio Fix compact powder for that matter. But with this one, the under eyes baking is so seamless, it's so good and so much better and so much smoother. Now we're going to be contouring with Sugar Cosmetics Contour Diffuse Mini Bronzer in the shade Toppy Topper. I have been using this in all my videos. You have seen this. I love this one. And I don't feel the need of buying another contour powder when I have this good one, until it reaches the pan at least. So the brush that I'm using for contouring is by Cara F003. This brush is very dense and it's super soft, so just it helps the contour powder blend into my skin really well. So I just love using this brush for contouring. And we also are going to contour a jawline just here. Run it over the bone of your jawline. Now to contour my nose, I'm going to be using this Cara E007 brush. This is a very small yet dense brush and easy for contouring nose. I'm going to take a little bit of powder on this one and dust it off and apply it nicely. Even if you want to cream contour your nose, the application is going to be very nice, because I love these kind of small little dense brushes and fluffy brushes where you can do the contouring and these kind of stuffs very easily. Now for blush, I'm going to be using this blush by K Beauty in the shade Deep Plum. This was kind of my recent purchase and I have reviewed this blush in detail on my channel. Please go check it out if you haven't already. I love this one. I'm going to start applying this from here till here. Smile when you're applying your blush, so you can just get that perfect application on the apples of your cheeks, and this blush blends like magic. It blends like butter. You see how pigmented this is? I mean, literally, can you see that? Look at the difference of the pink flush that has gotten me to this side of my face, and look at the difference in this one. I'll apply a little bit on my nose as well. I love to apply blush on my nose. Now I'm going to be using this angular brush by PAC Cosmetics, and I'll just take the brown and a little black shade from my eyeshadow palette that I am using, and now that brows are done, I'm going to be taking the purple shade again that I had applied, and I'm taking a flat brush by PAC Cosmetics and I'll be using it on my lower lash line. I'll just dab this one, not sweep it across, because my base is already done, and if I sweep it, it's going to have fallouts, which I would not want because that will disturb my base. Now I'm just going to clean the brush with the tissue paper that I had used. I'm now going to be using the orange plus brown shade that we used to blend the violet on the eyelids, to blend it here. I'll take the same blending brush, pencil brush by Froad. Now I'm going to be taking that yellow shade that I had used as transition and blend it here as well. I'm going to be taking this 01 Gold Goddess shade by Sis Beauty. This is the liquid glitter. I am going to use a little bit on my lower lash line just to make it pop up. This is a very small lipstick brush by PAC Cosmetics. Now it's time to apply some highlighter. This is by Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter in the shade Molten Gold. I love this highlighter. I'm using a fluffy blending brush by PAC Cosmetics for that. I just feel that highlighter applies much better in a fluffy blending brush. I'm going to use my fingers for application on the nose. I like it better that way. And I can just dab it with the blender, and a little on brow bone too, and I'm going to be using this Pro Art brush. I've just wiped off the color with the tissue so I don't put colors here on my brow bone. This highlighter is bomb. I'm going to use the same blending brush to just highlight here, the chin area, forehead a little bit maybe. Just a little. I'm going to set my entire look with the setting spray. This is by Sugar Cosmetics Grand Finale Dewy Setting Mist. I love a good dewy finish. I love a glowy finish on my skin. So we're just going to shake it and apply. I'll cover my eyes so the setting mist does not mess my eye makeup. Now I have applied lashes off camera because I am not very professional with applying lashes and it takes a lot of time to apply. And the lashes that I have used is by PAC M76. It's one of my go-to lashes, but I think it's almost dead by now and it's high time that I purchase new lashes. So I'm going to be using a little bit of mascara to just mix my natural lashes with the falsies that I have applied. I'm going to be using the curl and length side. So just, it curls up my lashes and it gets just mingled with the mascara and it doesn't look different. You are supposed to be doing that, otherwise in camera maybe not, but in person you can make out your false lashes and your natural lashes being different and having a little bit of gap in them. And I also like to apply mascara on my lower lash line, so I'm going to do that a little bit. Before that, I'll just wipe off the product from my mascara wand and I'll apply a little bit here. Now the final step is going to be lipstick, which is my most favorite part, and for lipstick I'm going to be using Rimmel Stay Matte Liquid Lip Color in the shade Love Bite. I totally love this lip color. It's such a gorgeous brown nude kind of shade, you see that? It's going to complement every skin tone, and any skin tone deeper than mine would be a perfect nude for you, like everyday nude. So yeah guys, this is my final look and I hope you liked it, and if you did, please give my video a big fat thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more such content, and do not forget to hit the bell icon under this video so you do not miss any updates from my channel, because I'm going to come up with lots of amazing content on makeup, skincare and hair care that you won't want to miss. So see you soon in my next video. Bye bye.